Shalom, Akim. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and salutations to all the Akim and all folk on this earth who's pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim. Yes, I want to get onto this, this image, the Revelation 13 and Daniel 7 and Daniel 8 and how they connect and stuff, and speaking about the breakdown of the image, of Daniel's vision of a dream. So let me start. I'm gonna start at Daniel 7 and 1. This is in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wore the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spoke and said, I saw my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea, and four great beasts came out from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, and between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I behold, and lo, another like a leopard, which held upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and domain was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stomped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked out by the roots. And beheld, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. I behold till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. So what we have now, going back, speaking about the different kingdoms that were ruling the earth. You spoke about the lion, which represented Babylon. The leopard represents Greece. And these and the 10 horns are the European nations that are divided. They're still in control right now. So this is a proof that when people look for proof of the times we're in, you can just look to the scriptures. This is what your people who understand the times we're in, they're breaking down Daniel's dreams, Daniel's vision from 7 to 8, and the statue, and telling you the different, and showing you the different rulerships of these different nations that were over the earth, and we're at the end. It even goes into the toes. Like I said, the 10 toes represent the 10 European nations. And what are those doing right now? There's a lot of them are crumbling. I'm going to give you a name of those nations. Portugal, you got Portugal, you got Austria, Greece is in financial trouble. France is definitely in financial trouble. They're getting overran by other heathen nations. I said Portugal as well. They're already owing the EU and different other European nations money. Italy, list goes on and on, truthfully, when you think about it, other than probably the ones that's in good coots right now is England, and that's only for so long, because right now, the Lord is sending a spirit upon these people to tear those places up, man. So that peace is turning on them. But these different visions that Daniel was having, he was telling people, he was telling the king about what was going on, and explaining his dream to him. And I was in the Greek time, and the Roman time was with John the Revelator, and he was explaining, he gave visions of a dream too as well. Revelation, I'm started 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to the death, and with his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they that worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue for in 2 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all countries and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Let me back up some, because, this is, once again, when you speak about this beast, the leopard, the lions, we're going back into the vision, of the different beasts the different beasts that John was speaking about, as well as what Daniel was speaking about, man. The Nebuchadnezzar, Babylon, the Medo-Persia Empire, all the way down to the English, and those 10 toes once again. These are all just the different civilizations that rule the earth, and they're all crumbling and falling apart while we're at the end. We're seeing it right before our very eyes. And, these are what the scholars look to tell what time we're in, the different times we're in. The head, Babylon; the chest, Medo-Persia; the midsection, Greece; the legs, Rome; and now we're at the feet of the Roman part of society, and it's crumbling. It says, let me go back to. Yeah, this Revelation 13, and I'm gonna start back at 13:1. This this breakdown is mostly dealing with, once again, the statue and the visions that John and Daniel had, dealing with these end of these wicked kingdoms that were at hand and more power, as well as breaking down the different structures as far as the toes, the crowns that they held, and all of them represent these different European nations. So they were rose up for some time. The Lord gave them power for some time, and now we're at the end of that power. And Daniel, once again, Daniel and John were the visionaries giving the tale. Continue down. Let's go back to where did I want to go? This is Daniel 7 and 12. I'm going to go to Daniel 7:12. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. letting you know that, that they like talked about how the beast was wounded, but it was healed. Speaking about the Roman civilization that got conquered at one point or taken down, and now it's back up, and it's you know it's at its end right now. The things the countries that were all in control of the world, controlling the people, are all coming down to an end right now. And the signs are all around us. The scriptures are really the ones that are speaking, because these are the ones the scholars go to when they try to figure out what time we're in. And the Daniel, in that picture of Daniel, of the statue as well, they use that as well as a timepiece to tell you the time and era we're in. And this is why they see these things happening, and this is why these things are happening, whether they see it or not, man. The falling of their civilization. With that being said, I hope this edifying. Shalom, Akim.